You're supposed to say, and the Oscar goes to.
And the winner is... Chicago!
Welcome back to The Better Half. I'm Bradley J. Halverson, and here with me, she's my better half. It's Carly Corio. Hi, Carly.
Hi, Bradley. How are you today?
I'm good because also here with us, she's my much, much, much older sister. It's Amber Blanchard. Hi, Amber.
Hello. And not that much older.
2 whole years. 2 whole years.
2
years.
Small years.
Mm-hmm. Amber, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time.
Our second friend of the pod.
Yes, thank you. I'm very jazzed to be here. All puns intended.
Ooh.
All right, slow your roll there.
Not the only one that's got jokes.
That's kind of my shtick. When we revealed what our next movie was, Chicago, I had to reach out to my sister because you and I, we have a bit of history with Chicago. We have context. We have a relationship to this movie. And so I had to reach out to you, and I'm thankful that you're here. Curious to see how you'll do.
Jesus, no pressure or anything, but
Yeah.
no,
How you'll do as a movie watcher.
Yes, he's always been very critical of my movie watching abilities. So, but
You guys have watched a lot of movies together growing up.
we have, but Brad really prides himself on being this movie intellect, he just can just really understand a movie, and I'm just too simple. I just take it for what it is.
You're just watching.
I'm just watching, and he's like, oh, making all these connections, and I don't do that very often.
Yeah, Amber's a bit of a casual movie viewer. It's okay. We forgive you. But I will also say this, at least growing up, I feel like, Amber, you played a pivotal role in introducing most of my favorite movies, like Charlie's Angels, Bring It On. I feel like you played a role in bringing those into my life in some way.
And I would say our parents also played a role in letting us have access to movies that we probably shouldn't have been watching. I don't know,
I did think that a lot through this movie. And Brad even I think it opens with half a sex scene basically, and he's like, yep, me and my sister, 8 and 10, watching this movie.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of supervision, but it's okay.
Hey, it's
we
what
turned
made
out,
you who you are.
Yeah,
That's
we turned
right.
out all right.
Totally.
Yeah, I do genuinely want to know, how did we get access to this? So, you know what I mean?
My best guess is our parents, maybe back when we rented movies, when you actually had to go to the video store and rent a movie and bring it home, that they brought the movie home and we just got to watch it because we got to watch a lot of stuff. Or if they had the movie and they weren't home, we just watch it on our own. That's my best guess.
So did you guys own this movie, do you think?
I don't think so.
Not initially.
Okay.
I did own the CD. I owned, the music.
I own the movie now. I've owned it for a long time, but no, I don't think we owned it. I would say it was probably something that was rented.
I don't know if you remember this either, but I know we accidentally did the pay-per-view for the live action Flintstones movie.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we got in big trouble for that one.
So I wonder, were we just going rogue?
No, I really don't. I think we got to watch it one time. We really got latched onto it and then probably asked for the DVD for Christmas, and then we got it, and then we were just watching it all the time.
Well, we've teased it enough. We are officially here to tell you that we are here to talk about 2002's Chicago, directed by Rob Marshall. It won Best Picture at the 75th Academy Awards, which took place on March 23rd, 2003. Which means I was 10, you were 12, Amber, when we were watching this thing.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah. Perfectly appropriate for that age group, for sure.
Totally.
And the listeners might be confused. Brad, wait, Chicago's a musical. It's established podcast lore that I hate musicals.
You've made that known.
And yet 10-year-old Brad is learning the choreography with his sister to all that jazz.
Dancing on the coffee table. Yep.
And I still wouldn't know I was gay for 10 more years.
So our listeners might be thinking, wait.
What's the deal here, Brad? Are you just a big fat liar? Look, okay, I would just say the one musical exception would be Chicago.
What about Glee, Brad?
Oh, all the secrets are coming out.
I did black out for about 4 years between 2009 and 2013, where I might have seen the first 4 seasons of Glee. But I did not finish the last 2, and that's important.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, Amber has an incriminating photo of really the both of us wearing these like bright orange Gleek t-shirts.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see that on the Instagram.
Yeah, I'll have to dig that out. Yeah.
I will also say I haven't seen Chicago in a very long time. And that was very evident because Carly and I watched this together. And I just kept telling her like, oh yeah, and I think this is about to happen. And then like getting it completely wrong.
And I asked like a very easy plot point early in the movie. I was like, wait, are they going to fall in love? And Brad said, I don't know. Like, talking about Roxy and Billy. And he said, I don't know. I was like, wait, what? So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I will say I was more familiar with the music. Again, this was one of the very first CDs I've ever owned. It was like this, an Outkast album, and Beyonce's first solo album. Like,
those are it.
Anyone who knows me knows exactly that would be it.
So eclectic.
This might be why I hate musicals, okay? Because I would listen to the Chicago soundtrack in my little Walkman. Okay, I would listen to it on the bus rides to school. Again, not realizing at all that I shouldn't be owning this CD. And having nothing to do with this movie. And I remember like it was like a rule in school that like during recess, like you had the option, if your teacher was staying in the room, you could stay in the room with the teacher.
Inside.
And of course, as a young gay kid, I was like, oh, Mrs. Hanson, I'm hanging out with you. So, and then she, you know, and some other kids would stay too. And then she was like, oh, if anyone ever brings music, like we can play it.
Oh my God.
I, so naive, so young, so innocent, was like, here's what I brought today. And she played it and none of the kids like understood. They were like, who likes this?
But what song did you play for them? That matters.
I don't know which one. Yeah, this is how I hated musicals. Okay, a bunch of kids laughed at me for bringing an inappropriate CD. And that is a memory that's just burned into my brain. And so,
wow.
You know, in some ways, I'm brave today to be podcasting about this particular movie.
He's healing through his traumas.
You so are.
Carly, do you have a short synopsis for us?
Do I?
Do you?
Yes, I do. Chicago is a 2002 musical crime comedy drama about murderesses Velma Kelly and Roxy Hart on death row in 1920s Chicago, fighting for fame.
Love.
Thank you. You always hype me up after my synopsis that I strictly find online and don't do myself at all.
And I love it every time.
I know. You're so good to me.
All right. Well, let's get right into it.
Let's dive in.
We are transported to, you guessed it, Chicago in 1924. Kind of a whirlwind. It's like it's a nighttime. We're honing in on this club, and it's a bit of a whirlwind. We see Catherine Zeta-Jones in.
Sorry, did you say whirlwind?
Yeah.
You know it's not whirlwind.
What do you mean?
It whirlwind.
Like a whirl, like whirlwind.
Whirl.
Not.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
No, you said
No, you
world.
You said whirlwind.
I'm gonna edit this out too.
You have to keep it in. You know it's not world like globe wind. Or is that what you picture?
No, I truly and honestly believed I said whirlwind.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, feedback's a gift. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But it is a bit of a whirlwind, okay, because we got Catherine Zeta-Jones appearing. This is one of our leading ladies, Velma, and she's backstage. She's like rushing up the steps, and everyone around her is like, "Hey, Velma, like, where's your sister for the sisters duo act that you're a part of?" And she doesn't answer them. You know, she keeps on going, heads to the dressing room because the show's about to start in a couple minutes, and we see her hurriedly hiding a gun somewhere in the dressing room, and then she walks over to the sink, washes some blood off her hands.
Blood.
And we cut from there to go to the audience where we're introduced to our other leading lady, Roxy, played by Renee Zellweger. So she's in the audience. And I'll say this, like the main thing you need to know about Roxy is that she's struck with the Rachel Berry syndrome. Okay. She wants to be a star. It's all she cares about. And so she's in the audience. And that's when Velma shows up and performs the first of many songs that we get in this musical, All That Jazz. Introduced by Taye Diggs, who is also in this movie and has no speaking lines, but all he does is introduce every single song.
Yeah.
Carly, as our resident musical expert, I am going to be curious to get your thoughts about each of these songs. So
Yeah.
what did you think about this as like a starting number?
Oh, loved it. I mean, it introduces you to the 1920s Chicago vibes, you know? You meet Velma, you see she's big, fabulous, And then you see Roxy, who's envious and like enamored by this. So I think it was a good opening number. And I know Brad said that you guys really liked this song a lot.
Yes. Yes. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just builds the excitement.
And not just the song, but the choreography.
Oh yeah. I mean, the sharpness and the pops and the, it's just, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it gets you excited for the rest of the movie.
We see that Velma is a consummate professional. Like, she doesn't need her sister there because she just handles the stage. She's dancing with like 30 different men. We cut back to Roxy, who's like being whisked away by some 6-foot handsome man. And they're sort of like laughing, giggling, running over to this apartment building. They're like making out, and they are full on passionate love affair as we, cut back to Catherine Zeta-Jones singing all that jazz. And when the performance is over, though, for Velma, we see Chicago PD, crossover hit. They show up. And they arrest Velma. And we don't initially see the fallout to that. And because we cut back over to Roxy, who again is having a full-on tryst with this man who we come to learn is Fred Casely.
Fred Casely.
Played by Dominic West.
Yeah, you were a big fan.
I was like, oh my God, is that Dominic West? And yeah, big fan from The Affair. I know him.
Which is funny because we learn that he's having an affair, or Roxy is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he is too.
Oh, that's right, because the 5 Casleys.
The five little Casleys.
I have that written down. 5 little Casleys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're both having an affair. Both are trysting, and I can't tell if this was the same night or sometime later. But again, they have a fling, have a good time, yada yada, and then it's like your classic sort of like asshole guy. He gets up from the bed, starts dressing, and we also come to learn that like he kind of pretended to be somebody that he's not. Like, he was telling Roxy that like he knew the managers of these clubs, that he was going to be her access point into stardom and seeing her name in lights and yada yada yada. But of course, right after this tryst, he's like, yeah, that was all a lie, obviously.
And he was like, you'll never make it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Roxy's getting pissed though. She holds her own, and she's upset with him, understandably, because he sucks. And Fred shoves Roxy against the wall, and she kind of slumps to the floor, takes a beat, gets up, goes into the top drawer, pulls out a gun, shoots Fred. We're 5 minutes into the movie.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And you guys were 10 and 12 watching this movie.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, go Roxy. So murder, straight up kills Fred.
Yep.
We're cool with it. And we kind of cut to the police are at her house, and we're meeting Roxy's husband, Amos Hart, played by John C. Reilly. And the policeman he's talking to, Amber, I thought was the dad from Step Brothers. Like, I thought that was John C. Reilly's dad from Step. I was like, they're both in this movie.
He did look familiar, but now that you say that, I gotta go back and fact check that one. But it's very possible.
I can clear it up because it's a different guy.
Oh, we're not.
Completely different guy. But they look similar.
They do. We'll have to figure out what else he's from, because I must have seen him from something.
So Amos is giving this like rehearsed story to the policeman. We didn't see it, but it's clear that he came home first. Obviously, it was like, what's that dead body doing here? And so Roxy fed him the story of like that they were being burgled, and Amos, we're meant to believe, is kind of a little naive, a little simple, a little empty head, smooth brain kind of vibe. Maybe gullible is a good word, because he basically feeds the story to the police officer, and then we cut to Roxy, though, singing the second number. And this is something I want to talk about too, the way that this musical handles being a musical, because it's not like in Glee, Roxy's in the corner of the room busting out a song. Instead, we see her on a stage and a light shines on her, and she's on a piano, and Taye Diggs, of course, is playing the piano to introduce the song. And the song is Funny Honey. So, and Carly, you paused the movie at some point. Once we saw like the third musical number and was like, Brad, what is this? And it is different than I think how we see other musicals. Like, there is that Glee style, the Grey's Anatomy musical episode style of they just slip into song while they're performing surgery.
Yeah.
And this was more like we're getting like stage numbers, like we're seeing it on Broadway. But I was curious, Carly, Amber, like, what do you thought about this like method of musical storytelling?
I mean, I liked it. One, it continues to tell the story, right? So the songs don't stop the progression of the story. But two, I think it really kind of highlights the level of focus this has in Roxy's life. Like, this is everything, right? This is kind of like the inside of her brain, how she processes information, right? This whole scene's playing out and it turns into a song in her head because this is all that she wants to do. So, I mean, I think that that's a unique element, you know, of like this kind of the fantasy in addition to this obviously not so fun reality, that the fantasy, I think, in a lot of way helps propel and keep her going throughout the movie. So, yeah, I mean, I liked that approach.
Yeah, Carly, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. We had a good combo about it during the movie. And like you said, it's completely separate from the musicals we've watched already, Oliver and Gigi. It was like, oh, you know, it was just part of the story. And then everyone in their current place in the story, like, did these musical numbers. But then this, it was like, they totally, like, it was like all make-believe in a way. But what did you say, Brad?
I felt like it was like musical exposition.
Yes.
Like the musicals were there to like dump a bunch of information on us.
Yeah. I think it gives you a good look inside their head at different times. But yeah, I think the musical exposition was a really good way to put it. And that helped me moving forward with it. And at first, you know, you do see Velma actually performing. And so you're like, oh, okay, you're going to see these people perform. But then I don't know if the rest of the time, other than the end of the movie, it's an actual performance, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm into it. Like, it's like one of the good things about Oliver is like huge production numbers. You know, you had a whole army of little boys running around London singing that song, and it was frightening, but like impressive to pull off. And so like, I like the theatricality of it. And then, obviously we're going to talk about the songs later, but they, have like a certain theme that you see like played out on stage that I liked. So
yeah, I'm like trying to think, and I don't know if you guys have any thoughts, or maybe we just think on this, but like, are there any other, there's gotta be other movies that do this. I think about this movie Brad's never watched, although it's part of his favorite production company, A24, The Florida Project. There's like tones of this in there too. It's not music, but they like go to Disney World in like her emotions. So I don't know. I really liked it. And I know there's movies out there that do it. I just can't think of them.
So our second song here is Funny Honey.
Funny Honey. Gummy Chummy Dummy Honey of Mine. It's Roxy talking about how stupid her husband is.
Essentially.
Look, I mean, I guess killing the guy was our first clue that maybe Roxy isn't the best person on the planet.
Her morality compass is a little off.
Yeah, because literally, like, we're cutting to her calling him a dummy to the actual scene where like he's still like feeding the cop like her story, and we learn that like Roxy really doesn't have any respect for Amos. And I'm not sure what was the tipping point, but at some point John C. Reilly like light bulb goes off, like his eyes are awakened. He's like, wait, what am I? It's like the cop like pokes a few holes in the story.
He says his name. He said Fred Casely, and Amos is like, oh, Fred Casely.
Oh yeah, he sold us furniture.
He sold us furniture, and that's when you see it all. You can literally see the light bulb above his head, and you're just like, oh, Roxy, sorry, honey.
Yeah, so Roxy kind of snaps out of her musical number. She basically yells at Amos, and I think in the process, right, like admits to shooting Fred. So Roxy gets arrested.
She goes to jail.
This cop who is not the dad from Step Brothers, he's like, this is a hanging crime, And as she's like put into the back of the truck, and she's like, what's a hanging crime? And it's like, girl, it's kind of exactly what it sounds like.
We can't make it any clearer.
Clear. So Roxy goes to the Cook County Jail, and she's gonna be having a cell on Murderous Row. And the Cook County Jail is ran by a woman who is called Mama. I don't know her full name.
Mama.
I think they called her, was it Mama Morton? Or
Matron Mama Morton.
Matron Mama Morton.
This is played by Queen Latifah, by the way. Welcome edition. Hello, Queen. Anytime a new character is introduced, they basically get their own song, which I think I also like some sort of introductory, this is who I am, this is my character. Again, a bunch of sort of like backstory, or like gives you enough information about the character for you to like understand who they are for the rest of the movie. And so Mama has a big old song here that is called
When You're Good to Mama.
Good to Mama.
Mama's good to you. Literally talking about corruption and how basically you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and there's no limits.
Yeah, that's how prison works to this day. Still.
Yeah, you're so right. Based on all television and movie adaptations of prison, yep.
It's always Queen Latifah. It's always in this manner. Yeah, what we learn about Mama here is like, she's corrupt. She'll accept bribes. She'll do whatever. And this jail is a very like relaxed, casual vibe. Like their cell doors are always just open. They're always just like walking around.
Oh yeah, they're always just hanging out, even though they're all committed murderers.
Right. Yeah, and also here on Murderous Row is Velma. And so when Roxy sees Velma, she's very excited to be in jail. Because, this is one of her idols. And
I'd be pumped if I was in jail with someone with Taylor Swift. I would.
Yeah, so she's happy, but Velma, she's a cool girl, like she does not reciprocate a whole lot with Roxy here, but this all leads to, it's gotta be like my number one song, where Roxy's gonna learn a little bit more about the women who are here in the Cook County Jail. And the song is the Cell Block Tango.
I also think it's like the key component of this whole film. When people think Chicago, they think Cell Block Tango.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And this is where I very wrongly told Carly, I was like, I don't think they do a stage number for this one. I think they're all just dancing in their jail cells in jail outfits. And
well, because I was like, because I know later, like they do it for the Cell Block Tango, because like I can remember they're like in lingerie and stuff. He's like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're all in their jail uniforms. I was like, oh, okay, I'm probably wrong. And then you see them dancing in like underwear. And I'm like, oh, he's like, maybe those are their jail pajamas. I was like, no. So yeah, to be determined if Brad has actually seen the movie or just listened to the soundtrack in his classroom with him and his teacher on recess.
Until I was bullied, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And I hated musicals, okay? Yes, full-on lingerie, full-on stage production, and we get introduced to these 6 women, and they each have their own little moniker, okay? It's Pop, Six, Squish, Cicero, Lipschitz. And I just thought it would be fun to just run quickly through each of the 6 women.
Yeah, we have time.
Well, my notes are not detailed enough.
All right, let's first talk about Pop.
Yes, so her real name's Liz, Carly.
Oh, because I said Pop. Okay. I was like, why did you say that to me?
Yeah, so her moniker is Pop. She talks about her husband, Bernie. He liked to chew gum. No, not chew. Pop. She said, you pop that gum one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall and I fired 2 warning shots into his head.
Into his head. That was like iconic.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
6,
whose name is Annie. She said she met Ezekiel Young from Salt Lake City, and he said that he was single, but she was like, single, he told me? Single my ass. Not only was he married, he had 6 wives. Some guys just can't hold their arsenic. Not as good as the Pop, I think, in my opinion. So,
but polygamy in the 1920s, like, iconic.
Yeah. Next up is a personal favorite of mine, June. I'm standing in the kitchen, carving up the chicken for dinner, minding my own business. In storms my husband, Wilbur, in a jealous rage. You've been screwing the milkman, he says. He was crazy. And he kept on screaming, you've been screwing the milkman. And then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
Put it on a bumper sticker.
June.
He ran into my knife 10 times. So iconic. It gave me full body chills. It was so good.
Yeah.
Best actress, best supporting actress, best director. She give it to her. So then we get a woman. She's Hungarian. Her name is Hunyak, but I'm probably saying that wrong. So she comes out and her entire verse is in Hungarian. So we actually have no idea what she's saying at all. But I did look it up.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
And she basically is saying how she's completely innocent. She says, how did I find myself here? They say I held down my husband and I cut his head off. But it's not true. I am innocent. I tried to explain it to the police station, but they didn't understand. And you see Roxy say, yeah, but did you do it? And she said, not guilty.
Wow, I would have never guessed decapitation based on the dance.
Yeah. So then after her, we finally get Velma. But this is important because Velma is like our, leading lady, and we don't actually know why she's arrested. She explains in her song, or in her verse, my sister Veronica and I had this double act, and my husband Charlie traveled around with us. And we did about 20 acrobatic tricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Splits, spread eagles, backflips, flip-flops, one after the other. Until one night at the Hotel Cicero, she catches Veronica and Charlie doing number 17, the spread eagle.
And in case you didn't know, you get the visual to help
Number
explain.
17. Yeah,
You're like, oh no.
If you're 10 and 12 watching this movie and you don't know what spread eagle means, you get the visual.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were like, oh,
I'm gay. So we learn that Velma has supposedly not just killed her sister, but also her husband. And then lastly, we follow up with the Lipschitz lady.
Lipschitz.
And she basically just loved a guy named Al Lipschitz, and she said he was sensitive, a painter, and he was looking for himself, but every night he would go looking for himself. He found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving, which sounds like a man to me.
It did.
And she said, you can say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
And I think at one point they say it was a murder, but not a crime.
I mean, they really convince you to, like, root for them, where I'm just like, yeah, down with the patriarchy, right? Like, men suck. Like,
Yeah.
Not condoning murder necessarily in my day-to-day, but feeling for them, like, yeah.
Yeah. These
Stick it
6
to 'em.
murderers, you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a theme. This whole movie is like violence that women commit against men. And we love it. More, please. So thank you for indulging me in that. It was very important to me. And so, but Roxy, she's very concerned though about this whole hanging crime thing. Like she's like, but am I going to get hanged or not? Like nobody will tell me. I guess before that happens though, she does have this encounter with Velma where Roxy has like done the laundry. And, you know, she has a moment with like her idol being like, oh my God, like you're such a star. Like, and Velma wants nothing to do with her and really just shuts her down. And so I think Roxy now, you know, is afraid for her fate, doesn't know what's going to happen to her. She needs some help. She goes to Mama. And even though I didn't see Roxy give Mama any favors, Mama's like, hey, I know this guy. I know this lawyer. He's top notch. And he like wins every case. And so now we get introduced to Richard Gere playing Billy Flynn.
Billy Flynn. Richard Gere looking good too.
Very handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amber, not so
That was a
much.
stank face. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do it for me, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. To each their own.
So Billy hits the scene here, accompanied by his own introductory song, which is called All I Care About. I think it's a fun way to introduce him because, like, we cut to the stage production number and, like, the lyrics are like, all he cares about is love. And then we cut to him in the jail talking to Roxy. And he's like, it's going to be like $2,000. He's like, I really only care about money. So Roxy gets a hold of Amos and has Amos go meet Billy Flynn to hire him. And
because Billy Flynn says, call me when you got $5,000.
Yes. Which, like, 1924 and $5,000, like...
That's a lot.
Ooh.
Right. That's what I said. I was like, $5,000 is a lot of money right now.
So Amos shows up. He doesn't have the full 5,000, but he does have 2,000, and he, like, fishes in his pockets as if he's going to find 3,000 more.
I should give that a shot.
And Billy Flynn, like, is, like, initially like, oh, no, sorry, not enough, buddy. See ya, pal. And then as Amos is going to go take the money, Billy slaps it down, decides to take the money he's offered. And then I feel like things move quickly. So suddenly Billy and Roxy are coming up with what their strategy is and how they're going to spin this. And he basically rebrands her as this, like, innocent Southern Christian woman with dead parents who came to the city, but the city just like corrupted her, and they wanna sell this to the press. And the press is led by Christine Baranski, who we know from the live action Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
With her famous line, Betty,
Betty,
hi.
hi.
Yeah, she gets like a full makeover too. They like cut her hair, give her like a little pixie cut.
Yeah.
And they really are like making her up to stand trial and fight for her life.
Yeah, like the story they're crafting is that Roxy didn't just shoot Fred. He was attacking her. She was trying to leave him because she's married and she's doing the right thing. And he came for her and she reacted in defense. And so all of this leads to my second favorite song.
Ooh,
Same.
yeah.
It's so good. Where Billy and Roxy, you know, head out to the steps. All the press is there, you know, led by Mary Sunshine is her name, Christine Baranski's character. And so to tell us the story, it leads into musical number, We Both Reach for the Gun.
The gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. And it's super clever.
Yeah.
The way that it's performed. It's like Billy
Yeah.
Flynn is sitting on a stool, basically, and Roxy is on his lap, and she's like basically like a dummy.
Yes. Yeah. Ventriloquist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. A ventriloquist dummy. So very clever. I would say like choreography was probably one of my favorites in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole rest of the movie, I kept saying in my head, the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Just super catchy. I know Brad really likes like the chorus part when all the men come down and dance. For unknown reasons.
Yeah, because the last minute, it starts with this like very slowly, oh yes, they both reach for that gun, the gun. And I told Carly, I was like, 10-year-old Brad was throwing ass to this song.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the gun, the gun, the gun.
Yeah, I did. I wrote wrote that down too. 10-year-old Brad loved throwing ass to that one.
Well, you would almost like pass out because the song you have to really know how to use your lungs, and so we would both be like so out of breath after we danced and sang to the song on the coffee table. Yeah, but it is a bop. It is a good one.
But yeah, it's a 10 out of 10, ladies. Like the whole theatrical number, and the press is eating it up. That's the whole part of the song. And so we see it's becoming a reoccurring theme in these movies for Carly and I, but we see a bunch of newspaper headlines spitting onto the screen, letting us know like, oh, poor Roxy. And she's like, the spotlight has hit her finally. And she's feeling herself. Like, she's ecstatic. But someone who's not having a good time is Velma. She's seeing all the attention that Roxy's got, and she's a little bitter. She's a little jealous.
So we are in the jail saying this, and you go into Mama's office, and she's like, Queen Latifah's like reaching down, getting something from her desk, and Velma walks in, and then Queen Latifah shoots up, her head up, and she has the exact same hairdo as Roxy. Like,
she's like, oh no, Mama, not you too.
Not you too. Yeah, blonde. Exactly like pixie cut, just like Roxy. It was so funny to see.
Yeah.
And then you could just see Velma's like, are you fucking kidding me?
So Velma's gonna go talk to Roxy directly though. And this of course leads into another musical number. I think at this point I was like, okay, a little too many songs here. But she pitches to Roxy like, hey, like we would make a great duo. We would put on a good show, you know. Her song is called Can't Do It Alone. And it's ironic because it's like, didn't you kill your sister?
Yeah. You literally had someone to do this with.
Right. But now it's a reverse from that scene earlier with the laundry. And now Roxy's like,
oh, sorry.
She adamantly rejects Velma here.
And like really quick, like Roxy's been like notable for about 2 days. Like this went to her head fast. She basically had like a few newspaper articles and people liking her and like rooting for her. And now she's just a huge bitch. So,
however, her stardom encounters a little bit of a blip here because suddenly Lucy Liu is here.
Yeah.
Lucy Liu.
From Charlie's Angels. Okay. It's a couple years from the iconic and the correct Charlie's Angels team. And she's playing a character named Kitty. And she's being like hauled into the jail, looking a mess, but she has like 2 minutes of screen time maybe, but she like kills it.
Literally.
We get like a quick flashback that she, surprise, also murdered like her husband and like these 2 girls he was in bed with. It is a little bit of a funny scene where she's like holding a gun to him and he's in the bed with the 2 women and he's like, it's not what it looks like. She's like, I can see them both, 1 and 2. And yeah, she murdered all 3 of them, by the way. So she's in jail and now she's getting all the spotlight. And Roxy's like, oh, no. She's like, I got a trick up my sleeve. I got the old Kelly Kapoor from The Office. I got an old Katniss Everdeen. And she's like, I'm pregnant.
She's in an interview and she like gets like lightheaded. She's like, oh, I think I'm pregnant.
It must
and then
be the baby.
It was like,
Yeah, so suddenly the newspaper headlines are like, she's with baby. Someone who's bummed to hear this news is Amos. Meets with Billy again. Billy doesn't really care about him either. And so this leads us to our John C. Reilly song of the night.
From the start of the movie, Brad told me that he does not like John C. Reilly's song. It's his least favorite.
It's not.
It's not good. Yeah. I mean, it's like every musical has like one ballad that you don't care about. It's like Grease and when Rizzo sings, like you just kind of don't care about that scene. You go to the bathroom, you know? But this one, I was like, this song sounds so familiar. Where do I know this from? And I looked it up, and it was Kurt Hummel's audition song in the pilot episode of Glee. Kurt Hummel, 16 years old, decided to sing Mr. Cellophane for his Glee Club audition. So that says a lot about where he was emotionally.
So yes, his song is Mr. Cellophane. It's all about how everyone sees right through him. He's invisible.
Mr. Cellophane.
It's funny because when the song ends, he's like still in Billy's office and Billy was like, oh, you're still here? He's like, oh, you can go now. So the trial is fast approaching. So then we see Billy and Roxy together, and Billy's got a whole thing planned. He's like, when you're in the courtroom, you're going to be knitting and you're going to wear these ugly dresses. And Roxy absolutely hates that. Yeah. And they get into such an argument that she fires him on the spot.
She's basically saying, like, I'm doing all the work. I came up with all these ideas that you haven't. And Billy's like, nuh-uh. And she's like, yeah. And then she fires him.
She's like, nothing's going to change my mind. And the very next minute, you remember that innocent pregnant Hungarian woman. Well, they hang her.
It's awful. True to our watching,
right?
We had to see a woman die in one of these films,
right.
in this film. So it happened about halfway through, and
Yeah, there's probably some sort of metaphor here, how the justice system is broke, and the ones who actually commit the murders get off free, but like, whatever.
But were we hanging people in the 20s?
I guess so.
They talk a lot about it on Downton Abbey.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh.
It was basically like a few times people like murdered, and they were like, oh, he'll be hanged for that.
We see like Roxy like looking out of her jail cell window to like the men carrying like the coffin, and cut to her going to Billy, hey, just kidding about that.
I think it does cut right to her in this ugly dress that Billy was like, you should wear this. She's like, absolutely not, you're fired. And she sees, the coffin being taken away, and then it cuts to her in the courthouse wearing this awful dress.
So really we get to like the big kind of climax of the scene. It's the trial, and Richard Gere with his second song of the night.
Razzle dazzle.
Yeah, razzle dazzle. And it's like a big circus theme because he's basically going to put on a show. It's all about distracting the jury, creating a bunch of fake sympathy for Roxy, anything to kind of get her out of this situation. Yeah, and we see people start to testify. Amos gets up there and of course is still defending Roxy. And even though he thinks the baby is his, right? At this point,
he does.
Yeah.
Yes, because he can't do math. Because Billy tries to get him to do the math, and he's like, forget it.
Yeah, it's like the prosecuting attorney goes up there and starts grilling Amos, and basically is like, hey, you may not be the father of this baby, so just crushes Amos. And so it seems to be going well. Like we're seeing the jury like really respond. At one point, Roxy like lifts up her leg, shows a little like thigh action to the jury, and it's like a jury of all men, of course.
All men.
And Roxy lying this whole time. Like everything she says is a lie.
And we cut to Mama and Velma hanging out at Mama's office, and they're listening to the trial on the radio. And Velma's like pissed. She's like, ugh, like she's gonna get away with it. Like, oh my god, this whole thing, this whole big spectacle. Like Roxy's getting all this attention. And Mama really out of nowhere, she's like, hey, I have this like diary, and it's this like ridiculous, exaggerated like pink diary with like Roxy's name in huge letters
with a little lock on it. Like
so, who does this belong to?
So teeny bopper,
Yeah, that she somehow has in jail, by the way.
Like someone brought it to her.
Yeah.
So Velma's like, oh, cha-ching, cut to her strutting into the courtroom.
With the diary, holding the diary.
Right.
Yeah.
Hits the stand and starts talking about this diary, and we can see a little bit of panic on Billy Flynn's face. And he was like, my client's never had a diary. That is not hers at all. And Roxy's like, yeah, and she broke the lock too.
She broke the lock.
So Velma starts like reading out from this diary, and it's all very like elevated language about how, she was gonna kill Fred, and so she did. And it seems to be like slam dunk, send her away. But then Billy gets up and starts questioning the diary, saying like some of these word choices, like tryst, they just don't line up with what Roxy would write. This sounds a lot like a cop wrote it. This sounds a lot like a cop who wanted like a certain outcome, who would plant this evidence. And he turns to the stepbrother's dad. And Billy Flynn blames it all on him. You planted this diary. And the whole court like erupts. It's like, whoa, big scandal, big gasp. And this is courtroom drama, people. And the trial pretty much like wraps up.
Well, before this, we see Billy Flynn has a big tap number.
Oh, I
know that went over your head, but I really liked it. So I want to bring some notice to it. It was like, as all this was going on, it was kind of like at the same time as this like defense. And it was like him going back and forth. And in the background, it's just Billy Flynn, just like in this like empty theater, almost just doing this tap number. And I think it's kind of supposed to just show like his talent and his like way of like maneuvering around anything. And then I really loved like at the end of the dance, and it ends with him in court saying the defense rests.
You're right, Carly. That was good.
Thank you.
That was a good number.
I really liked it, and you just blew right past it. Yeah, I really liked it. Then and then it did something really cool with the newspapers, right? It like the camera just like shines in on this guilty.
Oh,
it says guilty really big,
guilty.
And that's all you see, and you're like, what? But then it like zooms out, and it's this newspaper guy sitting there with all these newspapers. One of them says guilty, one of them says innocent, and so he's like waiting to hear. So it was cool. You're like, what? And you're like, oh.
Yeah, we cut back inside. The jury stands up, finds Roxy not guilty, and she wins. The murderer wins. And also, and I'm not entirely sure why, but Velma is also secures freedom here by presenting the diary.
Yeah, like somewhere between having the conversation with Mama, she also gets off, and then that part was a little like, huh?
For providing what was in quotes proven as null and void evidence, like the court system was something else back in the 1920s.
Well, almost none of that matters, because as soon as the trial ends and everybody heads outside down the court steps, this random woman just shoots a man in the street immediately.
You're like, what?
The Grinch lady's out there again. All the reporters, they witnessed it. Like,
everyone in the courtroom like runs outside to see what's going on, and you see Roxy just sitting there, and she's like, they didn't even want my picture.
Yeah, she's like very Charlie Brown sad inside the courtroom.
Yeah.
And Billy's still in there, and so is Amos. Amos comes up, sort of like hat in hand, like, hey, Roxy. And she's just pissed because she's out of the spotlight. And so she just destroys Amos yet again. She's like, there is no baby.
Yeah, Amos is like, well, I mean, I still love you and the baby. And she's like, Amos, you're so fucking stupid. There is no baby.
Yeah, she does not hold
just
back.
Completely roasts him.
And exit stage left for John C. Reilly. That's it for him in the movie.
Yep. I hope he finds happiness somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Good luck, Amos. And so Roxy has this quick convo with Billy, where then he reveals that he planted the diary. The diary was his old big stunt. He gave it to Mama anonymously and used it for the case.
He said, I've never lost a case.
So from there, it's sort of like Roxy is struggling again to be a star, to find the spotlight again. She's completely out of the public eye until we see her and Velma link up again. And Roxy's like, hey, remember that offer you made me back in the jail?
So they sing this song when they're kind of having this conversation. It's called A Song Nowadays. And it's basically like what's going on now and like how they both like are nobodies and basically. And then toward the end, they are kind of in the song talking about like, could we do something together? And then at the end, Roxy says, it could never work. And Velma says, why not? And Roxy says, because I hate you. And then it cuts to them on stage doing this huge dance number.
Yeah, and it's like full audiences out there tonight, and they grab fake Tommy guns, and they're like dancing along, aiming it at the audience.
Yeah.
Their show is focused around the idea that they're both killers. They're like,
right, yes.
I think their song is like killer dillers, scintillating killers, like, and everyone's like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, they have a cool moment to kind of end the show where they turn around and they pretend to shoot at...
Oh, yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool.
And then, yeah, it makes all the lights go out
pop,
except
pop,
for
pop, pop.
Velma and Roxy, like their names and lights.
Yeah.
And then...
I do want to say, though, it said Roxy and Velma because that was a big conversation they had as whose name went first.
Yes.
So it said Roxy and Velma.
And... that's Chicago, baby.
That's it. Roxy yells out, said, thank you. And it ends, she says, believe us, we could not have done it without you. And throughout this performance, you see like everyone that they know in the audience, like Billy's in the audience, Mama's in the audience, and they're all like nodding, like, woohoo, yeah, love you guys. So it was just kind of like a weird wrap-up moment where we're like fans of them now? Like, but you do, you love them. You love them both. And that's Chicago, baby.
Okay, well, I'm so curious. General thoughts. Did you love it, Amber? Like, I don't know how long ago you watched it. I don't know if this is a nightly thing for you. But...
that's not my season of life, no. But
okay.
It had been a long time, but the joy came right back. I sang all the songs, like I knew all the words, like right away. Just really enjoyed it. I think it's wonderfully done. I think it's edgy and showy and flashy and energetic. I'll never not like it, I don't think.
Yeah. I want to know, Brad, along the same lines, like it had been obviously a long time.
Maybe ever.
Yeah, it might have been the first time you've ever actually watched it. So, yeah, I mean, you have talked from the time that we started talking about these films, you have always earmarked this as something that you and your sister watched together. Like, it's always been something you talked about. So, years later, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I can confidently say I had a ton of fun.
Yay!
This was so fun. It's so good. As I was watching it, I was like, am I going to give Chicago a 5? Am I going to put this at the top? It was fun to revisit it. I really had forgotten a lot of these plot details. And yeah, every song, it just like came to me as if I never forgot it. And I forgot like how funny it is. That's important. Yeah. This movie is funny.
And I could see watching it, I mean, and we joke 10 and 12, but I'm sure you guys watched it even when you were a little older. But I'm sure a lot of the jokes and the funnies like didn't stand out a long time ago at all.
No.
Yeah, again, I don't know what the appeal was. Why did it resonate with me so much?
I think we honestly just loved the music so much because it's just good, and you just want to dance, and we wanted to perform, and and it was a good bonding activity between the two of us. It's just, I think the music really sells it. But yeah, I connected more with the adult humor being an adult.
Yeah. And you're right, Carly. I did sort of like notate this one because I've only seen maybe like 6, 7 of these Best Picture winners. And so those were
Brad, please.
Totally intentional. And so like I don't even want to like rush to do these podcast episodes of these movies because I'm like, I know I like them and I don't want to, rush a good thing or anything. But yeah, when we saw Chicago pop up, I was like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
But Carly, I'm so curious because you didn't reveal too much really on the FaceTime call when we watched it.
Yeah, we watched it late and I was like, I gotta go. And we didn't really talk much about it. All I had known really about Chicago was that what was that song called? The Jailhouse thing? The Jailhouse Rock? Yeah, Cell Block Jailhouse Rock. What is that? That's like an Elvis song? Yeah, thank you. The Cell Block Tango. I knew like of that iconic dance number, and I had a very dear friend growing up who loved this movie. And so I always knew that, but I had never seen it ever. And to say I loved it is an understatement. I super duper loved it. I just had so much fun watching it, and even just talking through it again brought me so much joy. Just really liked it. I loved all the music. I said it before, it's such a clever movie. Like, this is a story about 2 women that murdered their husbands. That's literally all it is. Just the way they did it. It was very satirical, and I just love that. It was almost like campy, right? Am I using that right? It was like a campy crime drama.
Yeah, this didn't feel like a real world. Like, it felt like an exaggerated one.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear it, Carly.
Yeah.
I was like, what if Carly just hates it?
No, I'm very super thankful that I watched this, and I think in the next couple of weeks I will watch it again.
Well, Carly, I'm curious what you think the audience thought of this movie, or should I say film critics. Now's a good time to throw out the Rotten Tomato score.
I mean, that's a good question, and I think, we talk a lot of Rotten Tomatoes on this pod, but like, who decides Rotten Tomatoes scores? Is it only certain critics that are allowed to vote? Like, tell me a little about it, Brad, because you trust it so much.
I think any actual, I think you have to be verified in some way, but any film critic can write a review of the movie, and then Rotten Tomatoes will kind of compile and they'll tell you there's 407 reviews for this movie, and what is the sort of aggregate score amongst all 407 reviews that determine the Rotten Tomatoes.
So it is critic decided.
Yes, and then there'll be a critic score and an audience score. So any audience member, any Joe Schmo like you two, not me, but you could go on.
Oh my God. Brett somehow got verified to contribute to the other one.
Thinks very highly of himself. Yeah.
Okay, because I know you don't trust the audience scores at all.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's always the critics will be like, no, Transformers 4 was a bad movie. But the audience were like, yeah, we loved Transformers.
Yeah. Okay, my guess, and I don't know if Amber knows the score, but I would love for her to guess as well. So my guess would be 96.
Okay.
My guess and my hope and my prayer is 96 or higher. Amber, what do you think?
I do think it's high. At least because I'm trying to think of did I ever feel like people were like, I hate Chicago? I never really ran into people that were like, I hate that movie. Maybe some criticism of the actor choices for the movie, but still,
we should dive into that later.
We should. But I would say somewhere in the 90s. Maybe low 90s, maybe between 90 and 93.
Okay.
93, a good year to be born in.
The best.
Well, if we were playing The Price is Right, you both lost because you went over.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes one bit. Go ahead, Brad. Tell us what it is.
87.
Okay. That's not terrible.
It actually puts it in the movies that we've covered. I believe it's third from the bottom or fourth from the bottom. We've covered, this is our 12th movie, so it is kind of on the lower end. I was surprised. So we know how we feel about this movie, but Carly, I'm wondering if this movie is for all the girls.
A gazillion %. I think I said it halfway through watching the movie, Brad. I was like, these are the strong female characters we have been waiting for.
Yes, so many women.
Yes, exactly. I think it was after the Jailhouse Rock, but it was just sorry. Oh my God, the Cell
Block Tango.
Oh my God, Cell Block. I literally said
it's World When.
I said it after the Cell Block Tango. I was after I heard about all these women murdering their husbands, I was like, these are the strong women I've been waiting for. But yeah, I just loved it. I I loved the story. I think it's just such a fun movie. I can't talk enough about how fun it is. So yeah, I would say it's definitely for the girls. It's empowering in a weird way.
Yeah.
What about you, Brad? Is it for the gays?
100%.
Okay, yes.
This movie might have made me gay. Like it's very strong. It's so gay.
Yeah.
Directed by a gay man, and it shows. But Amber, do you want to answer for like moms of three?
Oh my God, I was literally going to say, is it for the moms? Not to make that your whole personality, but.
It's a big part of my life right now. Yes, it's true.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, moms were whole people before they became moms, and
a lot of them have husbands that you could probably relate to wanting to kill at times.
You know, yeah. So
this is for the wives.
Yeah.
These are for the angry moms at the end of the day. They're just like, ugh, men. Yep, you pop that gum one more time, right? Yeah, like. So yes, I would agree. I think moms can definitely enjoy this. Do children between the ages of 10 and 12? No. As a mother, I would not let my children watch this, and they're younger than that.
I was gonna say, like, Mia is only a couple years from being. She's 6, 7.
She's 6.
Okay, so she's 6. So in 4 years, she could be watching this movie.
Maybe we'll listen.
I turned out all right.
We'll probably still be doing this podcast in 4 years, so we'll check back in.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I don't think it's kid approved, but mom approved for sure.
All right, well, let's talk about our ratings and our rankings real quick.
Yeah.
Carly, do you want to say what emoji we've chosen?
Yes, we really looked through all the emojis. I mean, we took about 10 minutes looking through all these emojis, and we went with the classic red dress dancing gal.
Okay.
Yeah, you cannot see it, but Brad is posing like it.
What do you... Out of 5 dancing ladies, Carly?
Yeah, I have never swayed from wanting to give this 5 dancing ladies. I think it's a 5 dancing ladies kind of movie, both to the world and to me personally.
Okay.
Yeah, what would you guys think?
I'd give it 5 dancing ladies.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, I have no complaints.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I'd like a little bit more story. I'd like to know more about like Mama Morton. I want to know how the hell she got there, right? I want to know a little bit more of the people there. But other than that, yeah, like I love it. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 4.
Oh my God. I wish I had more eyes to roll.
Please tell us about the one missing lady.
Blaine.
You know?
Because I looked at the other movies that Carly and I highly regard, right? We have Parasite up there. We got Platoon. We got $1 Million Baby. And what I like about those films, and I think in any film I watch, I guess, is like I just like a little bit of a like character journey, a little bit of character growth, a little bit of character development. I would say every character in Chicago starts the movie in one place and stays in that exact same place at the end of the movie. Nobody changes. And I think that's fine. And people can see that and still be like, Brad, who cares? I love it. And I do still very much love the movie. But I wish maybe I was a little bit more emotionally connected to all these like unlikable people. And it's going to be the highest rated musical I've given yet. I gave Oliver and that Gigi girl 2s. So I'm doubling that.
I just feel like your ratings are impacted highly by Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow. Called right out.
Slow your roll, Carly Brockovich.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just kind of stunned to hear that. But I get it. I mean, I can't even say that. I don't get it. But here's what I'll say. I accept that as your rating because you have free will. But that I'm disappointed.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I am playing a little bit of the comparison game because the only 5 I've given is to Parasite, and it's just like it's weird to put Parasite and Chicago on the same level, but I don't fault anyone who does.
Okay, Brett.
So this could be interesting where we see ourselves ranking it then.
Yeah, I want you to start. Where would you put it?
I think B tier, either between The Apartment and 12 Years a Slave, or between 12 Years a Slave in terms of endearment. I can see it going above The Apartment, but I just love The Apartment. Is just a personal fave of mine. I just love that little movie. But then again, it's like I have a 20-year history with Chicago. I mean,
right.
So that's kind of where I was thinking. My initial gut instinct was like, I love the movie 5A tier. It's only I've thought myself down from it.
So you liked Platoon more than this movie?
Yes. I like some of the character, interesting philosophical stuff in Platoon.
See, this is what I told you. It's got to be deep or it's not good enough. Just can't be what it was, what it is.
We're not ranking them based on character arcs, okay?
I know. Yeah, it's completely subjective. That's why I would put it above Platoon. But, these rankings are you and I together, Carly, so I always take into your account and happy to make concessions.
Yeah, I would say the lowest I could see putting it is the top of B tier, because I think it's such an A tier movie, but I also could just be jaded because I just loved it. And it's just going to get harder because we have all these movies and we're always going to be comparing. But I could see bottom of A tier or top of B tier. So if you're thinking somewhere in B tier, I could concede and think top of B tier, which would make me a little sad, but I would get it.
No, let's do bottom of A tier.
Are you sure? You were thinking like middle of B tier though.
I know, but I've received a lot of feedback in the last 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
No, I almost want to like take the apartment with it and put it into A tier too. Like we always said our list was fluid.
Yeah, I could do that.
Putting Chicago and then the apartment to the bottom of A.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, sold. Done.
Cool. I'm so happy we worked through that as a couple.
Ooh, that was like our fifth biggest fight.
Fifth biggest fight.
Your marriage is still intact. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's quickly talk about these 75th Academy Awards. This was hosted by Steve Martin, his second time hosting. The Best Picture Award was presented by father and son duo Kirk and Michael Douglas.
What?
Well, Michael Douglas is married to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah. So
did he give a big smooch?
I did not see. I did stop the YouTube video as soon as they say the word Chicago.
Even knowing the significance of her husband presenting...
Yeah, that has got to be like a first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be learning that information for the first time.
That he's married to Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that's like...
And that was true in 2002? We're talking about Michael Douglas,
They got married in 2000. Yeah, Michael Douglas.
They've been married for a very long time.
Yeah. Wow. Like, why did they do that?
I don't know, but they had a lot of fun up there. I did see this on Wikipedia. Kirk Douglas died only a couple years ago at the age of 103.
God, those Douglas men really
wow.
live long.
Yeah.
So that means Michael Douglas is in like his midlife right now at the ripe age of 81. He's got a lot of time left.
All right, well, let's talk about the other films that were nominated for Best Picture. I'll also say, seeing one of the films here, I have doubts now if Chicago should have won or not.
Okay, I can't wait to hear.
The first film is Gangs of New York. This is a Martin Scorsese film. Cameron Diaz in it. That's all I remember. It got 10 nominations this night. Pretty big, but took home 0 wins. Didn't win nothing. Nothing for Cameron Diaz.
Whoa.
Then our next film is a movie called The Hours, which I have heard of, but have never seen. This is like a period drama, and it features Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore, and Nicole Kidman. So, like, stacked cast. Yeah. And they all play women, like, in different time periods.
Okay. It's obvious why that didn't win.
It had 9 nominations. It took home only 1 win, and that was for Nicole Kidman for Best Actress.
Queen.
Congrats, Nicole. The next film is a little indie film. No one's really heard of it. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which is the second Lord of the Rings.
So good.
I'm completely unfamiliar.
And it lost to Chicago.
Wait, the one that won that we might watch.
Yeah.
Was that before or after this one?
After.
Okay.
So next year, Return of the King will win.
Okay,
Best
got it.
Picture. So we will only be watching the third one, Amber. We will not be watching 1 or 2. And Carly's thrilled. She never wanted to watch these movies.
Oh,
so.
I think I want to watch them this weekend. That really inspired. Like, I love those movies.
I did watch The Hobbit, sophomore year English.
Well,
oh my gosh. I'll just get off the podcast now.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be a good perspective to bring to the movie because as a standalone movie, it won, you know? So we have someone who's a fan of all the rings.
Took a class.
And then we'll just watch this one.
And we will watch it together, so I have proof that you actually watched it. I'm still not convinced you watched Platoon.
You still don't believe I watched these movies. Ugh.
So The Two Towers has 6 nominations this night, and it has 2 wins in boring things like sound editing and visual effects. And then the last film nominated for Best Picture is The Pianist.
The Pianist.
Is that with Adrian Brody?
Yes, and he takes home the Best Actor award. But also the director, Roman Polanski, wins in this category. So the director of Chicago is not going to win. And then they also win an adapted screenplay. So they take home 3 wins.
Wow.
Chicago, though, it had 13 nominations and had 6 wins. So it's like the big one of the night. So obviously wins the Best Picture. It's nominated for Best Director, doesn't win. It's nominated. Renee Zellweger is nominated for Best Actress. She does not win.
Snub.
You'll never believe this, but John C. Reilly is nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
And Richard Gere was not nominated.
Whoa.
Correct.
Unbelievable.
That's wild.
Yeah. Amos was seen and uncellophaned. He was straight tinfoil at these Oscars.
Throw that song out the window. It's false. There are 2 actresses nominated in Best Supporting Actress. Oh, John C. Reilly didn't win, by the way. Just nominated.
I figured, but
ladies, it's John C. Reilly. So both Queen Latifah and Catherine Zeta-Jones are nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and Catherine Zeta-Jones wins tonight.
Wow,
much deserved.
It's nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Doesn't win. It does win in Best Art Direction, Costume Design, and Film Editing. And in sound. And then they also had a Best Original Song, which was the song I Move On, which I was like, what is that one? And it's the one that just plays over the closing credits.
Oh.
It's like, oh.
Boo. That's like the second time there's like a notorious reason to listen to the end credits, and we both were like,
yeah, you're so right.
Okay, we're leaving.
They're so important. Yeah. We know not to skip those credits.
My English teacher knew what she was talking about, but I can continue to not care.
If you thought John C. Reilly getting a nomination here is wild, he's actually stars in 3 of these 5 Best Picture nominees. He's in Chicago, he is in The Hours, and I believe he's in Gangs of New York.
Oh my gosh.
That's wild. He was a busy man that year.
Yeah, very in demand. And then he'll go on to do the iconic Step Brothers, which is another important movie to Amber and I.
His best film. His best film.
Yeah.
Oh, Talladega Nights is also good too.
Chicago is the first musical to actually win Best Picture since Oliver. So it's kind of cool that we have seen them both now. But that's a long stretch because Oliver was like late 60s, early 60s. So we talked about Adrian Brody. He wins in Best Actor. He was 29 years old and he was the youngest man to ever win the Best Actor award. 29.
At 29?
29.
Wow.
And Nicole Kidman is also the first Australian to ever win an Oscar. And then with Meryl Streep's nomination, she's like one of the most nominated actors of all time. This is like her 13th nomination. Jack Nicholson, I believe, is also I don't think he was nominated this night, but for the men, he had like 12 nominations, and so he was also just highly nominated. This Oscars was one of the least watched up until that point, only 33 million views, if you can believe it. And that's because 3 days before this Oscars, we invaded Iraq. So it really put a damper on everything. People wanted the Oscars delayed, but they stuck to it. Actors who were going to present that night, like awards, like pulled out. And I think in general, the vibe was just like off that night because we were heading to war. So
that makes sense that would have had an impact on the mood.
And lastly, the in memoriam of this year's Oscars featured Billy Wilder, who is the director of The Apartment.
Yeah.
And director of at least one other Best Picture winner. So yeah, this was where he was honored.
Wow.
On that fun note, I know Carly likes to find all the good drug addictions and obituaries of the actors. Yeah. But Carly, what came up in your research?
Okay, so first, just like around the movie itself, I saw that it is based on actually 2 high-profile murders in Chicago in the 1920s. So somebody wrote like a short story based on these 2 actual murders. The short story was adapted into the Broadway musical, which was adapted into this movie. So no like big differences between the musical and the movie. So I saw it on Wikipedia. It's the 10th highest grossing film of 2002. So I was like, wow, I would have thought a little higher, you know? So I was like, well, what?
Lord of the Rings.
I don't even think that was the highest. No, it wasn't the highest one because I know which one was. So I was like, what movies would have beat this? Like 9 movies was higher than this. Listen to the movies it was up against. The top grossing film was one that we've already talked about on this podcast, Spider-Man. With Kirsten Dunst.
That's deserved.
Yeah. We completely are okay with that. The Kirsten Dunst, Tobey Maguire version.
Oh, yeah.
All for it. Okay, the other movies. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Lord of the Rings, whatever number you were talking about. 3 or 4 or 5.
Carly.
I wrote SW. What do you think that is?
Spider-Woman. Seabiscuit.
Hold on. 2002 grossing movies. Oh, Star Wars. Oh my god.
Oh, Carly. Nobody would... Nobody calls it SW.
No, but I just shortened it thinking, oh, I'll know what that is because it's literally every high-profile movie fandom. So
that had to be like the first one, episode 1 or episode 2.
Which one?
Oh, do you guys want me to tell you?
Please.
Oh, you don't know?
Important.
Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Okay, episode 2. Okay, that makes sense.
Episode 2. Oh.
Yeah.
Which honestly is not that good.
Well, it's better than number 1.
That is true, yeah.
Wait, other movies, though. One of the Austin Powers movies. Do you guys need to know which one?
No.
It's too soon for Goldmember.
Oh, wait, here we go. Goldmember.
Wow.
Starring Beyonce?
Starring Beyonce. Ice Age. Signs. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Like, 2002 was just hit. And then Star Wars. And then Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this had to be a big year for me.
Totally.
Like 10 years old, I was like, wow.
That was the age of like, you went to the movies
Yes.
a lot. Like that was...
Yeah.
Like, I don't go to the movies ever at all, but there's also nothing really worth seeing in the movie theaters as much nowadays.
No.
Oh, nowadays. Okay. Like,
Yeah, nowadays. Yeah. But back then, that was a major
yeah.
activity that we did.
Totally. So 10th highest grossing film in the United States, not worldwide. I just thought I would bring those up because I was like, wow, these are like big movies still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Star Wars.
SW.
I'll never, and SW. Okay, so I looked into the 3 main actors. Richard Gere, I looked into briefly. I really know him the most from Pretty Woman. Any other movies you guys know him a lot from? I'm getting nothing.
He wasn't really in a lot of things.
He probably wasn't in a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, he is on this Wikipedia list of most surprising actors never nominated for an Academy Award. So the fact that John C. Reilly has a nomination and Richard Gere doesn't. So yeah, he's never been nominated, which is just wild. Even for this movie, wild to me. He took 3 months of tap lessons and learned how to sing for this movie, and they couldn't throw him a nom. Snub.
Oh, he worked so hard.
Snub.
I know.
He worked so hard.
I know. I read in a few places that Michael Jackson was considered for this role. I know.
Oh. Like Richard Gere's role?
Yeah, he was going to be Billy Flynn.
I think he could do Razzle Dazzle. I'm just going to say it.
Okay, that one song. He could have been in the background of the gun, the gun, the gun. He could have been one of those background people throwing ass.
He was moonwalking.
Moonwalking.
But I guess they said no because they didn't want to take attention away from the leading ladies, which we love to see. And that's that on Richard Gere. We'll never probably talk about him ever again because the Academy Awards hate him. Okay, Renee Zellweger, I just know from Jerry Maguire, first and foremost. I don't know if you all watched that.
I knew her from like the Bridget Jones franchise.
Yeah.
Mostly. But I had seen Jerry Maguire, but I don't really think that I really connected to her. But that's really what I knew her from.
My mom was obsessed with Tom Cruise growing up before Tom Cruise got into Scientology. Weird. Yeah, before Tom Cruise got weird. She was like obsessed with him, so we would watch that movie a lot. And then I kept telling Brad this, but she like changed her face all of a sudden like 10 years ago. Do you guys remember that?
I feel like because like with Bridget Jones' Diary, like her weight was always fluctuating, and like so like she's so thin in this movie, and in Bridget Jones like it just fluctuates, and so I always feel like she does look different, but I always felt it was like either her weight was just changing, or maybe it was just the angle. Maybe she just has one of those faces where like the different angles just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she just looks different.
Like Poot Lovato.
Yeah.
If you just Google 2014 Renee Zellweger, it'll show you all these pictures that she basically showed up at this event and everyone's like, what happened? You know, which I think is happening a lot lately with a lot of actresses, which is just wild.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, that was kind of crazy. And she basically, everyone was like, you got so much work done. And she's like, yeah, I like it. I see Amber is looking right now. I know.
I have to like zoom in.
And I remember this. I remember this happening. Obviously I was in like college, but I was like, wait, Renee Zellweger? And she has such a unique,
I'll Google it too.
She has such a unique look that for her to change her look so much, but then like now she looks back to kind of normal. If you look up like 2025 Renee Zellweger. So I don't know what happened, but she like must have done a lot of work and then got a lot of it removed.
Wait, this is a different woman.
I know.
She's a magician.
I know. I
Wait
don't
a
know what
second.
happened. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Roxy?
Yeah, she just...
Roxy? So 2014 Renee Zellweger was a big moment in pop culture.
That's going in the socials for sure.
Yeah, I love it. So she was nominated, of course, this year. She was also nominated the year before, I believe, for Bridget Jones's Diary for her role in that. So, and
Probably.
she lost both of those. But she has won 2 Oscars. Do either of you know any of the movies that she won for?
No.
Not this one.
No, I know it's hard. I wouldn't have known either. In 2004, she won for her role in Cold Mountain. Not familiar. And then in
Sounds
2020 for her role in a movie called Judy. So congratulations, Renee. One with her old face, one with her new face.
That is a different woman.
Yeah, I know.
That was shocking.
Lastly, Catherine Zeta-Jones, looked her up. She's like fabulous. She's done so much. She's, been booked and busy her whole life. She moved here from Wales when she was like very young and just has worked ever since. She married Michael Douglas in 2000. And
Yeah, she did.
yeah, Brad knew that. And they got separated a couple times, but they're still to this day married and happily so. They have a 25-year age difference, which gives me hope because maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, like maybe I need to be looking at 57-year-olds or 7-year-olds.
Yeah, only one of those will land you in prison,
Yeah.
But I'm just
or maybe
saying-
the 57-year-old.
Like, I'm not going to look at the 7-year-olds, but I'm saying, like, my future husband might currently be a 7-year-old. So
I see.
in 11 years, I'll start looking, but I'm just saying, who knows? Like,
Who knows? Could happen.
my app parameters are really limiting me, and rightfully and legally so, but I'm just saying, I need to keep hope. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. I guess Danny DeVito introduced them to each other, so maybe I'm also...
I thought you were about to say Danny DeVito was in this movie. There's no way.
Oh my God.
After he shows up in Terms of Endearment, and we don't know why.
Same kind of role means nothing to this movie, but is billed like third. Speaking of billing, so there was this, I guess, like an argument. I don't. They say argument, but I hate to say that between these two ladies. But they didn't know which one to bill first, if it was Catherine Zeta-Jones or Renee Zellweger. So they did this thing, which I often see, diagonal billing. So like the one on the left is lower than the one on the right. So like one's up high, one's in the order that you read left to right. So yeah. So that was something that came up a lot in all my research. But
Do you think it was interesting that the Academy put Catherine Zeta-Jones in the supporting actress and they had Renee Zellweger in the main or the best actress?
I was wondering that, but I also agree with it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I guess it really was Roxy's story, I guess, from...
Yeah, I think just not focusing on who the actresses are and just the characters, like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely was Roxy's story. I also want to think about why is it called Chicago? I guess just because it happened
It's in Chicago?
but
We didn't see the bean.
Brad, we almost made it the whole time without talking about that fucking bean.
Carly has this famous one-sided beef with the Chicago Bean and the Liberty Bell.
I also saw this TikTok recently of someone who was passing the Statue of Liberty and they're like, that's it? Which I totally disagree with. I've seen the statue up close and I think it's fantastic. But when I first saw the Chicago Bean, I literally said, where's the actual one? I thought this was a small model of the bigger bean. And I thought it was completely underwhelming. Felt very small. What I do like is the artistic element. It's a way to see the whole cityscape behind you while you're looking at the bean. I get it. I think it's way overhyped. Way overhyped. And don't even get me started on the Liberty Bell. You're telling me this is the same bell?
This little guy, you mean?
Yeah.
This little Liberty Bell?
No wonder it cracked. It's teeny. You have to wait in line to go see it, and then you get up to it, and you just look at this bell that looks like every other bell. So yeah, thank you, Brad, for bringing
So it's in Chicago.
the bean. Yeah, it's in Chicago. I get it. But I don't know. I guess that's Chicago for
That's
you.
Chicago.
So yeah, so that was my thing. I also it brought up the idea of like celebrity criminals. It's even in the 1920s, and I could see it even more then because newspapers were such a thing, and news was such a thing that everyone trusted and ate up when it came out because you didn't get it every second of every day. But you think of criminals now. I mean, I think of Gypsy Rose, killed her mother and then she got out of prison. Everyone's like, wow, Gypsy, you're free. It's like she 100% asked someone to kill her mom for her. And I don't know, like, what do you guys feel like this? Again, this is a satire. It really is.
Right.
But I don't know. It just I saw the idea of this and I was like, yeah.
I think it is very much satirical, but yeah, like in satire is a kernel of truth in there. You know, so what I found really accurate was just the idea of turning the trial into a big media circus and a big just spectacle as like a distraction. I still think those things happen today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pun intended, the razzle dazzle of it all. It is. It was like every single thing it was. And I think that kind of went into that, Brad called it, what do you call it? Like musical exposition of it all. It's, you know, there's this story, but then probably based on these real murders, behind the scenes, there's all these emotions flying where you could take something as small as, you know, a murder trial and just blow it up into this big story. So I just think it, you know, deserves to be above Platoon, but I'm just kidding.
Okay, we can discuss this next episode.
No, I'm
next time on The Better Half.
next week on The Better Half. No, I'm completely comfortable with it, but yeah, I just love it. I get kind of like with Parasite, I like want to text my family and be like, hey, I want to talk to people about it, you know?
Yeah,
but
it is a good one.
I'm glad I waited until I was 32 to watch it. But
we turned out all right.
I know, I'm sure I would have loved it at 10 as well.
Probably not, because based on Brad's experience, he was the only one.
Yeah, I was bullied. Let's not forget.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, Amber, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Amber. Our second FOP.
Yeah. Thank
Sister
you
of
for
the
having
pod.
me. Yeah, thank you. I enjoyed myself.
You're always welcome back. So if you really want to, you know, tackle the Godfathers or Schindler's List, you just let me know. We'll get you signed up right away.
You can do the episode of The Lord of the Rings with Brad, and I will take that off.
No.
That would be so fun.
Okay, okay. We'll discuss this next time on.
Next time on The Better Half.
All right. Well, before we send off, let's do a little drum roll. Let's reveal our next movie. We are doing 1938's You Can't Take It With You.
Can't take
you just
it
can't.
with you. It's not a musical.
It is not.
It's not a musical.
And you can't take it with you.
And you cannot take it with you. No exclamation point.
No exclamation. So it's not that serious.
No.
Yeah. And this is a new decade for us. The first time we're heading into the 1930s. So, all right. Well,
Amber, thank you again.
Thank you.
Carly, love you.
Bye. Love you.